What's going on, everybody? Mystic1 here. I've been getting a lot of questions about my Diablo 4 graphics, the settings I'm running, and everything for higher FPS. I just wanted to go over a few things. I did put together a little text document of my graphics settings, as well as the low-end ones and some high-end ones for different PC types. I will also be coming out with a short little section at the end of this, kind of just showing you guys how to update your drivers for your GeForce experience, and then also a little description for how to do it with the AMD. Unfortunately, I do not use AMD, so I will have just the GeForce on video, but I also have a little text document showing you guys the AMD as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, and I'll see you guys there. All right, everybody. So here's that text document that I went ahead and put together for you guys, as well as showing you guys the GeForce Experience app. Starting off, I do not use optimized settings. There is only a few games I will optimize, really, would be like Minecraft and stuff. Other than that, I always pick my own settings. I kind of want to like adjust it and play with it on my own. I don't really want to use the GeForce Experience like optimization. So these are just some graphic settings that you guys can mess around with and play with. Right here on the text document here, though, we do have minimum system requirements. So you guys can take a look at that. That is going to be for your low end of the first ones, and then also the recommended system requirements for a little bit more of like the high end. Scrolling down, best Diablo 4 settings for the low end hardware. You guys can go ahead and pause this here. I'm going to go through them kind of quick. So for your screen, you're going to want to be using windowed full screen. Make sure you're on your right selected GPU. Your monitor that you are desired to use, whether or not you have it on your first or second, or if you just have one. Resolution is going to be default. Your sharpen image at a 6. You can kind of play around with this a little bit, up to about 10 for the low end graphics. Front scale, user preference. My God. Cursor scale, user preference. Vertical scale is going to be off. Limit cutscene FPS, yes. You don't want the cutscene FPS to be like jumping like super crazy high. It will mess with your in-game FPS when it's jumping between the different cutscenes and whatnot. Lock cursor off. That is kind of just like a preference if you want your cursor to be able to go to your second monitor or your first one, either one. Peripheral lighting on. Brightness is user preference, depending on like how bright it is in your house, what your eyes like. I use a little bit of a blue light filter on my monitor as well. Colorblind filter off unless you do need it if you are colorblind. Performance resolution percentage at 100%. NVIDIA DLSS off. Performance if using an NVIDIA GPU. Frame generation on if available. Max foreground FPS is going to be 120 or 60. Max background FPS, this is kind of like a preference as well. If you do a lot of clicking off of your game and you want your game to not get like choppy and laggy in the background, you can turn that up to about 30 and you should be okay. If you do not click off your screen and you're always just on the game, you can leave it at 8. Lower than 10 is usually pretty good. NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency, you're going to want enabled plus boost, so it is going to be using your graphics a little bit more, kind of like boosting them to a little bit better performance. For quality, your texture quality is going to be low. Anastrophic filtering, 4 times. Shadow quality low. Dynamic shadows off. Soft shadows off. Shader quality low. SSAO quality is going to be low. Our fog quality is going to be low. Clutter quality, medium. Fur quality is going to be low. Water simulation quality low. Anti-aliasing quality low. Physics quality is going to be low. Particles quality low. Reflection quality low. Geometric complexity is going to be low. Terrain geometry detail is low. Screen space reflections off. Distortion off. And low FX on. So these are all going to be your low end to medium around range for a computer build. And then I do also have the high-end graphics for your higher end computers to get a little bit better. Here, those are right here. I'm going to go through them kind of quick. Again, you guys can remember, pause video, take a look at these, take a picture, a screenshot, whatever you guys want to do. Kind of just want to make the video for you guys, give you guys an idea. I do play with my settings a little bit in between these two. So I do run some of the lower ones with the higher end graphics, just mainly depending on my PC build in general. You guys can do that too. Screen displayed is going to be still window full screen, your GPU you desire, monitor desired. Resolution is default, sharpen image 6. Font scale and your cursor scale is preference. Vertical scale off, limit cutscene FPS yes. Lock cursor, preference for you guys. Peripheral lighting on, brightness is your preference as well. Colorblind off unless you guys do need it. Performance, resolution percentage is 100%. NVIDIA DLSS off, balanced if you're using an NVIDIA GPU. So if you guys notice, both of those are going to be off for the NVIDIA DLSS. It is preference though, if you guys wanted to bump that up to balanced if you're using the GPU and whatnot. If you guys have a really high-end PC, you can jump that up even more. Frame generation is going to be on. Your max foreground FPS, it does say up to 400. That is like your higher end PCs. You just want it to be able to run just in case anything does happen. If you are having any kind of struggle with that and any like jittery and cut in the scenes and stuff, just lower it down to whatever until you lose that cut, the jumping and stuff like that. NVIDIA Reflex low latency is going to be enabled plus boost. Quality, you have texture quality at high, anisotropic filtering at 16. You can mess with that a little bit as well. I know up here on the lower end settings, we did have that at a 4 times, so you can mess with that in between. I think there's like an 8 times as well. Shadow quality high, dynamic shadows on, soft shadows on. Shader quality high, SSAO quality medium. Fog quality is going to be high, clutter quality high, fur quality high, water simulation quality high, anti-aliasing quality high, physics quality high, particles quality high, reflection quality high, geometric complexity medium, terrain geometry detail high, screen space reflections on, distortion on, and your low FX off. So once again, guys, I do use a mix between these two different graphics settings for your low end and your high end. Here are the minimum system requirements for that low end, and then here are also the minimum system requirements for the high end build. If you guys have anything in between those, or even better, go ahead and mess around with them. If you guys do not have those, if you don't meet the system requirements for the low end, there's a few things that you can do if you just wanted to upgrade your PC, a couple different things. Or you can always try and update your drivers, make sure those are up to date as well. Always be using the most recent things. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the game. I'm going to show you guys my settings. I'm going to show you what I use, show you some gameplay of that, and then I'll also show you guys how to update your NVIDIA graphics driver, and then also the AMD. I'll just have like a little description on how to do that. All right, and we're back. So I wanted to go ahead and just show you guys loading in from the actual main menu character select. Just wanted to show you guys the graphics in the character select for what I am using. As you guys can see, we got a pretty good quality. I am using a little bit of a mix between the low and the high end graphics. I'm gonna go ahead and load into my softcore character here, give you guys an idea of what the loading looks like and any like jumps, any cuts, basically just to give you guys an idea of what you're looking for. You do want to mess around with these graphics. I know I kind of went through all the graphics kind of quick. If you guys wanted to pause as well, go back, get a picture of that and stuff like that. You can do that. I haven't seen too many detailed videos on the graphics settings in general. I've seen a lot of just build videos going out. So I wanted to go ahead and make you guys a graphics settings video. I will have a video coming out on my Rogue build as well. So I do follow a little bit two different builds as well. So here you guys go. Here is some of the graphics. We did just load in, so if it does jump a little bit, it's because it's going to be loading the world. But as you guys can see, we do have some pretty decent detail. Go ahead and zoom in here. There are no stutters, there's no FPS lag, we don't have any kind of jumps. The quality does look pretty good. You still have some detail in the shaders and whatnot. So let me go ahead and give you guys an idea of what settings I am running. I'll go ahead and scroll through these. You guys can see if you are running somewhat along the same lines of a PC as me, I do have the RTX 3060 Ti. My monitor wise, I am running an Acer monitor. It is a 170 hertz monitor. I run in 2560 1440p. Not that many people play in like a higher resolution. A lot of people play in 1080p. I personally just can't run that. I have been on 1080p for a long time on console, and when I switched over to computers, being able to run a higher resolution is like much better for me, and I preference of it very, very much. So these are gonna be my graphics settings. I am gonna go scroll through them. I'm not gonna go through them like in depth at all. You guys can just go ahead and copy these over if you guys are running around the same thing. I'll also leave my PC build settings in the description so you guys can see exactly what I'm running with my CPU and stuff like that as well. I do have a preference for font scale and cursor scale. I do put it to medium. I like being able to see my cursor on screen a little bit more. If you guys switch this to small, you can do that if you wanted to. So I'll just go ahead and scroll through here for you guys. As you guys will see, my FPS is set at 200. I don't really want to try and jump it over that. I have noticed there is an in-game FPS counter that you guys can turn on. It's not needed to have anything super high, so I kind of put mine in the middle of those recommended ones on the other page. Max background FPS I put up to 60. I have noticed that I don't get any kind of stutters or anything when I click off screen on my second monitor during streams and stuff. For texture quality, I'm running at high, and then anisotropic filtering, it did recommend that you could be at 4 if you're using a low end, or 16 for high. I'm selected right in the middle. I feel like I have a pretty moderate PC build. I feel like it's not anything crazy. It's no like high end, like super insane build. Shadow qualities, I do run to low. Shaders, medium. SSAO qualities, medium. Fog quality, low. Clutter is going to be medium. Fur quality, medium. Water and anti-aliasing quality, low. Geometric detail, physics quality, particles quality, reflection quality, those are all going to be low. And then screen space reflection is off and distortion is unchecked. As far as FPS, I believe we can go ahead and add on our FPS counter. Let me just see where that is. I'll probably cut this part out so you guys don't have to watch this. All right, so after looking through all the settings, I completely forgot that it's actually just a keyboard like keybind kind of thing in the game. So it's not actually going to be in the options settings, but you can hit Control R, and then on the bottom left, you will notice that there is an FPS counter that does pop up. So you can use that to help with adjusting your FPS, see what your guys' PC like preferences are for running. You will notice in town we usually get around 100, and then when we stop moving, it will jump up a little bit more. Out of town, it is a different story though. So we can go ahead and run out here. Our FPS will start to climb a little bit more as we are leaving the town where there's so much stuff loading. Other players as well. The game's trying to load different graphics for all the town stuff, all the people and everything like that. Outside, we are sitting around like 100 to 160-ish. If you get on your mount though, however, your FPS will drop a little bit more. You are running faster. It's trying to load the graphics and everything. Out and about, it does pretty well. I'm happy with the graphics that it is running. If you guys need to mess with your graphics a little bit, remember I did have the low end and the high end, and then you guys can adjust them in between depending on your build as well. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my desktop again. We're going to leave the game, and then I'm going to show you guys how you can update your drivers for NVIDIA, and then also the AMD drivers as well. See you guys there. All right, so we are back. I'm back here at my desktop. I did have another text document here for you guys to look at. These are going to be the instructions how you guys can update your NVIDIA graphics driver as well as your AMD graphics driver. I do not use AMD, so I will not have an actual video of me doing that and updating it, but you can follow the directions right there for you. If you do have any problems with it, just go ahead and follow those directions. It's going to be the exact way to update your driver. As far as NVIDIA graphics driver, I can go ahead and show you guys that. That is a driver that I use. So first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and open up nvidia.com. You're going to download and open up the GeForce experience. You want to go to your drivers tab, click check for updates, and then also if the update's available, go ahead and follow the steps for the update. So I will show you guys that right now. We have our NVIDIA right here, nvidia.com. So this is just right after you search NVIDIA. I'll go ahead and do that again for you guys just to show you. Once that page comes up right here, all you're going to do is go ahead and go up to products. You're going to come over here to software tab, and you're going to go right over here to gaming and creating, and then you're going to have GeForce Experience. So you can go ahead and click GeForce Experience. It will give you the instant download pop up right here. You don't have to scroll down to find anything. It's just going to be right here. You're going to go ahead and click download now. I do already have it downloaded. I'm not going to go ahead and download it, so I will just go ahead and pull up the app for you guys right now. When you guys do download it, it should pop up with some kind of login screen. You're going to have to make an account if you guys are using NVIDIA. If you guys already have it downloaded, great, it's wonderful. Go ahead and select your drivers tab. And then it'll also let you know usually if there is an update available. If you don't see one available, you can always hit the check for updates button. So we'll go ahead and check for updates, and then it will pop up to say you have the latest GeForce game ready driver. If it's not, then it will tell you right around here that there is one that available for you to install. Go ahead and click install, and then it will prompt you if you want to do it with the recommended like settings, and just have it do everything for you based on your PC. Or you do also have the option where it'll let you know if you want to make changes and do your own personal download and stuff like that. As far as the AMD graphics driver, I do not have that, so I won't be going over that in video. Other than that, though, if you guys liked the video, share it, like it, subscribe. Future content. I do my streams now. I have started a new stream schedule. It's going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will have videos coming out. So once again, streams are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then new videos will come out Tuesdays and Thursdays. Gives me a little bit of time to update on anything, kind of just like edit my videos and edit my streams and break them down into some shorts and videos for you guys. I do want to do a little bit more personal videos rather than just gameplay. So I will have more settings videos for other games. I will have any updates that come up with the settings and stuff like that. There's a couple other things that you can do in your actual like NVIDIA control panel if you want to bump up your contrast and stuff like that. So I won't be showing you that today. I do have a Call of Duty video. Basically, kind of goes over that as well. You can update your graphics in your control panel to make your screen just show a little bit more contrast and stuff like that. If you guys enjoyed the video, once again, subscribe, like, share it. It does help the algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.